Novatos, thanks for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous here, coming at you live from San Jose, California, out here in the West Coast. Absolutely beautiful day today once again. Let's go ahead and get on with the topic of today's ride. Sharing a few dislikes, a few cons of the Lowrider S, Harley-Davidson, the Softail, more notably. You know, I've been in the Facebook group for some time now. I'd say probably a year, I guess, since it started. You know, well, I should probably wait until I get off of that guy's sound.
Whenever feasible, one should always try to eat the root.
All right, where were we? Oh yes, sharing. Let's go ahead and share a couple cons with the Softail Lowrider S. You know, it's a really nice bike, absolutely beautiful bike. Wheels, color scheme, overall, it's a nice bike. You know, I love my Lowrider S, but I've been in the Facebook group for some time now. I'd say about a year since it started. I don't really say much in that group. I kind of, you know, just kind of lurk. I'll chime in every once in a while on, you know, some topics, questions.
Worthy fucking adversary.
Who's in pajamas, Walter?
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
So anyways, getting back on topic, you know, some of the stuff that I've kind of came across, and this is just depends on your height, on your overall height and feel of the bike. I was having some issues with the stock seat. I have shorter legs. I'm 5'7", 5'8", and you know, I just like being up close, kind of like this. You know, a little bit more in control of the bike, not so much kind of lean back. And every time I got on the gas or you know, got on the throttle on the lowrider, I would always catch myself sliding back into the seat. Now, that might not be an issue for someone that's taller than me, maybe, you know, 6 feet or so, or maybe a little bit over 6 feet. But I just kind of found myself always kind of doing this, sliding back up, and then I would, you know, slide back, and now I have the step-up seat, and that issue has been resolved. But it's just one of those things, just to kind of mention a con from, or something that I didn't really like about the stock 2020 Lowrider S. And like I said, that's mainly for that'll be mainly based off of the rider's height. You know, if you're a little bit shorter, that might be your same issue with the stock seat. You just kind of catch yourself kind of sliding back every time you got on the throttle. Another issue, another, you know, downside of these Softail Lowriders is on my bike. I don't think it's on everybody's bike, but on my bike, the rotors, the discs, they're not 100% true. I guess they're just probably not straight. There's minor pulsating from the front brake. I don't have any issues on the rear brake. Some people have mentioned in the Facebook group that they have issues with the rear brake. I haven't had any issues with the rear brake. My main issues are just the front. Whenever I come down to a slow stop, I tend to get some pulsating, some vibration in the front of the bike. You know what? It's not a huge issue, but you know, it's noticeable, and for a bike that costs $20,000, $18,000 MSRP, you know, it's just that you kind of expect it to be deemed worthy of $20,000, stuff like that. Like I mentioned, not everybody has this issue. Some people in the Facebook group, like I said, they're having issues with the kickstand. I haven't found any issues. I'm not sure what everybody's talking about. You know, somebody had mentioned that they've actually dropped the bike because of the kickstand. I don't know. I haven't noticed any issues with my kickstand at all. I don't know if they're coming loose. I don't know if it's a bad design. I don't know. Some people have mentioned that they've went ahead and purchased an aftermarket kickstand, and that supposedly resolved the issue. Like I said, somebody had mentioned that they dropped their bike, you know, because of the kickstand, because of the faulty kickstand. I don't know, but I have had zero issues with the kickstand. I've actually uploaded some images on one of my other video where the kickstand actually, tore into the primary case. Another problem that people have mentioned in the Facebook group. Another issue that people have mentioned in the Facebook group has been the bearing for the swing arm. Something about like a grinding type of noise. I believe this issue has been seen across all different Softail models, not just the Lowrider S. Like I said, I haven't experienced anything like that. My overall feel of the bike, I've had minor squeaking in the rear brake. That's probably the only sound I'll get out of the rear swing arm, out of the rear tire and the rear of the bike. That's the only sound I've heard. It's just minor brakes, squeaking noise when I'm on the rear brake. That's pretty much it. I haven't had any other issue than that. Overall, the bike's been pretty good. There's been a few people complaining about the performance of the bike. Quite honestly, if you're getting a Harley-Davidson, you're not really getting it for the speed or the performance. You're getting it for the overall torque, the feel of the bike, mainly the comfort. It's just, that's just the way I see it. If you get a Harley-Davidson, you can't really complain about the speed or about it being a little slow. Yes, it is slow. Yes, if you compare it to an R1M or whatever you call those Yamahas, beautiful bikes. Yes, those are $19,000, $17,000, $18,000 bikes, and those will run circles around these bikes. But you know what? That's a different type of bike. And yes, those are liquid cooled. Those have Brembo brakes. Yes, I know. But yeah, I mean, you just can't really complain about a Harley-Davidson when it comes to its performance. There's alternatives out there.
You don't like, you don't buy.
There's just a trade-off: torque, maintenance, air cooled. There's all kinds of different things there. But anyways, getting back on on a few issues with the bike. You know what? I think that's pretty much the only things I've heard on the Facebook group. If you guys want to join the Facebook group, there's people with a lot more knowledge than I have. There's people over there that know this bike ins and outs. They know kinds of different things. I'm pretty much a novice compared to those guys in the Facebook group. If you guys want to join the Facebook group, highly recommend it. You could ask questions. You can see other people's bike builds. They have, there's so many different bike builds over there. There's a guy with NOS on their lowrider. There's people with different cams over there. There's all kinds of different information over there. Just join the Facebook group, and you can see what everybody's going through, or what people are dealing with, depending on their experience, on what's going on. You guys could join the Facebook group. But overall, catastrophic failures. I've seen maybe one guy mentioned that the jug or the fin was cracked, but they got that fixed under warranty. I don't know if the jug was cracked itself, from what I was told on Instagram, but I guess there was a crack on one of the air fins. One of the air fins had a crack, and they fixed it under warranty. I don't think I've heard of another issue like that, but with the warranty thing, not every bike's gonna be perfect. Something might just happen. Overall, it's a great bike. It's an expensive bike, and it's a beautiful bike. And if you were wondering, overall the cons or the downsides of the Lowrider S, I mean, there's other stuff to kind of discuss there, price and cost, and just different type of things. But I already made that video. Yeah, it's just stay out there, stay safe, don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.